My name is Brandon Roberts. I'm a data journalist and a news apps developer. I've worked with journalists and newsrooms in the US and internationally on data projects and AI projects. I've also published AI research, machine learning, and journalism topics. And today I'm here to talk about my role as the author of the JournalismAI Discovery course. So JournalismAI Discovery, it's a free course, it's online, and it's an introduction into AI and how it's used by newsrooms. It's intended to be beginner friendly and really for people who work in newsrooms. So journalists, editors, product managers, all kinds of people who work in newsrooms. And in this short talk, I'm just gonna give a little bit of background in building this course. And I'm going to talk about what we'll be covering in the course and what you can learn. I'm not going to spoil everything. So if you see this, you still have plenty to learn. But I will cover some of the key takeaways, things I hope that you will learn if you do take the course. But first, a little background. So this was my first experience with AI journalism. There was a challenge online on this site called Kaggle. It was a data science competition course. So they would put up challenges and people from all over the world would compete to see who could come up with the best solution. And this one was different. It was a task to use AI to find stories in US campaign finance data. And just the winner used an Excel spreadsheet. So that's kind of where we were back in 2012. It was 10 years ago. So it was a much different world. Just in terms of companies, Facebook just went public that year. It was a much different journalism world. Journalists who coded were still pretty rare. And it was a way different technology world. A lot of people were still calling AI and machine learning data mining. So we've come quite a way since then. Zoom forward to 2019, Journalism AI, we did the Journalism AI report. And that's our survey on the state of AI in journalism. So how it's used, we talked to a lot of people. You can read the report online. But a major takeaway was that AI is significant, it's being used, but it's not evenly distributed. So not all newsrooms are using it in the same way, especially smaller newsrooms. They're not necessarily taking advantage of everything that AI can provide. And that really kind of meshes with my experiences when I first got involved in AI stuff. Whenever I would talk about it to groups of reporters, they would always ask me afterwards, hey, how can we use this in our newsroom? And back then I did not have a good answer because it was kind of all theoretical back then. But things have changed and we're all basically using it now, whether we know it or not. But with the course, with Journalism AI Discovery, we're going to focus on the deliberate use of AI within journalism. So the focus is going to be on identifying problems, studying them, and then gathering what you need to create a AI solution to it. The kinds of problems are things that used to require people to do, and they're oftentimes low value, high cost problems. So things that are it could be done by anybody, but they take a lot of time and resources. So while I was building the course, I did a lot of research into specific case studies and just to see how newsrooms were using it. The course is meant to be practical, so I tried to do as much research into practical things. In addition to resources like the report that I just talked about, Journalism AI runs a set of collab challenges, which is where newsrooms from all over, they collaborate on projects, 6-month projects to create a AI journalism prototype. So they do this and they also kind of share their results, what worked, what didn't work. So that was a very good resource for figuring out not just how people had used it, but really their lessons. We also maintain a list of AI journalism stories. So this may not be super detailed, but if we hear about some newsroom somewhere using AI on something, we'll grab that, put it on our list. So yeah, we have stories used by AI, methodologies, and I tried to take all the lessons and put it into this course. So we have a lot of successes and a lot of people's failures. And speaking of failure, if there's one thing I think that you should take away from the course, it's that failure with AI journalism projects isn't always failure. And this has been a big part of my own story. I've been a part of a lot of AI journalism projects, and not all of them have been successful. And by success, I mean, I didn't get the results that I hoped for. But I've come to learn that that's kind of a narrow definition of success or failure, because along the way, there's a lot to learn about the process, about the question being answered at all. And this is something that I saw in the collab challenges and other people's work as well. So when your original goals aren't met, you oftentimes do learn something meaningful. Other things that we'll touch on in the course, we'll talk about terminology, basics of AI technology. So you'll understand what NLP is, deep learning, what supervision is. We'll get into technology. So the things that you need technologically to be successful. Talk about fundamentals like data, very important. And then we'll also get into best practices. So things like, how do I get started? Who should I talk to? Who should I collaborate with? All those things. We'll talk about that in the course. And then we'll also kind of go into the future of AI, how to stay current, because the field does move really fast. The course takes the form of emails. So you'll get an email delivered to your inbox on Tuesday mornings and GMT time. And there's gonna be 6 modules, and you can see the syllabus here. We have kind of our rough outline here. It's how is it used right now? Let's kick it off like that. Then we'll get into what AI is, dispelling myths, kind of giving a concrete idea. And then talking about data. Data is just too important. It defines the whole project. Talk about how to start a project, successes and pitfalls, and then frontiers. And you can take the course at your own pace, but at the same time, Journalism AI Discovery does follow a community learning format. So there's a global classroom. We'll have a Slack room where you can connect with other students and share what you learned. You can participate in discussions. We'll have prompts in there. We'll also be putting additional practical resources in there. And I'll be in there facilitating discussion when I can. So in addition to community learning, at the end of every module, we will have a quiz so that you can test what you learned and identify any gaps in your knowledge. And speaking of quiz, I would like to try something. We have the ability to put a quiz here. So if we could bring that up. But I wanted to see what you all know about AI in journalism. So I'll just kind of briefly talk about these questions. Defining AI, what is AI? That's important because there's so many misconceptions around AI. I know when I first got involved, I had no idea. I thought computers talking was AI. And yeah, so we'll definitely get into that. And then a big part of the course is, how is it used? What jobs can benefit from AI? We'll talk about that. And then to me, the most important thing is, can small and local newsrooms use AI technology? And we just had a really good talk about that from AP. But yes, they can. And that's exciting to me. So I'll give you a minute to complete that quiz. But I'm going to pass it over to Abby to go over some of the course requirements and just the rough schedule.
Thanks, Brandon. So I guess I'm excited to announce that signups for the course are now open. By being part of the festival, you have the benefit of being amongst the first to know. So we're really excited to be able to share it with you. I appreciate you've been given a lot of information, but you'd be glad to know that there's a website that you can visit that will allow you to browse all of the details of the course at your leisure. There's also an FAQs question, but also please feel free to use the Q&A feature for any immediate questions you may have. There'll be a link in the chat that you can click through directly. So please do go ahead and sign up. There's no time like the present, and also feel free to invite any of your colleagues that you think may also benefit from taking part in the course. So just to recap the key details. So the sign-up deadline is Sunday, January the 8th. So you do have a little bit of time, but I would recommend getting in early just so that you know it's done and you're sorted for the new year. You'll get an email to invite you to our global classroom through Slack on Tuesday, the 10th of January, so exactly a week before the classes. As Brandon said, the Slack classrooms is a really great way to meet fellow learners, make introductions if you so choose, but also there'll be really good resources for any pre-reading and resources after each module. And also there'll be an introductory quiz to test your knowledge, and after each module, the quizzes will be put onto the Slack channel as well. So definitely recommend you join in that. Module 1, which is the top of the course, that lands in your inboxes, as Brandon said, Tuesday morning GMT on the 17th of January, and each module will land in your inboxes every week after that for 6 weeks. And lastly, in terms of tech requirements, we're really keen to make this as easy to access as possible. So the key things that you need are an email address, so that we can actually send you the modules into your inbox, an internet connection so that you can connect, and of course a device for you to look through the modules at your leisure. So for more information and to sign up, just feel free. I think Abigail, thank you, Abigail, has already put a link in the chat to the website. But of course, if you have any questions at all, just let us know.
Thanks, Abby. Okay. So yeah, so that's really what we got for the course. I'm excited for it. I think it's going to be good. It's kind of like Journalism AI has a lot of different things, and this is going to be a way for us to really open it up and get a lot more people involved. So yeah, I'm excited about that, and I'm excited about the Slack community as well, getting to talk to people.
And I'm excited too. Did you guess that? Thank you, Brandon and Abby, for introducing the course. I love the poll and reading all the answers. So thank you so much for sharing the answers with us. It's very fascinating. I think you can also all see the results, I believe, if I understood how this poll thing works. So the link is in the chat, as we have said. And also, if you are subscribed to our general newsletter, in your inbox, there's also an email right now with the link and more information. On the website, you can find FAQs, so frequently asked questions about the course, if you want to understand more about how the course works and what you will get out of it. But I hope you join us on this journey. It's going to be fun. The Slack part of taking this course together is going to allow you not just to read something on your own, but also to meet people from all over the world that are taking the course at the same time as you are, share resources, reflect and discuss on what you are reading and learning, and also, of course, get us and our presence to support the conversation and point you in the direction of further resources that may help you. So we are incredibly excited about this course. It's really something big that we've been looking forward to, and I hope you will join us on this discovery journey. Brandon, thank you so much for introducing the course, and thank you for being also a valuable partner of the team in this initiative.
Thank you.